what's next for you? What do you plan?
I'm going back to school, so it's going to be a lot of hours, going to be taking up a time.
There's a crisis happening in women's esports.
It's a little rough right now. There's not a lot of hope.
The problems facing women's esports are extensive. No team, player, or tournament organizer has found a clear solution for sustainability. But in this video, we will uncover the real issues facing the community from professional players and staff, and what could be the pathway forward. In order to understand the current state of the league, we need to go back in time to the beginning of esports. Before esports events were played in the massive venues that they are today, they started off as small, grassroots, organized events with crowds a fraction of the size that they are today.
In the early esports days, well, it wasn't called esports. It was just competitive gaming. And even then, it was just like kind of in basements. There was pretty much zero structure. There was no social media. There was no way to watch the game if you're not at the event. We found ways. We did like radio coverage and these kind of things. But overall, it was pretty simple.
As esports grew in popularity, the org structure began to evolve with it.
Esports has arrived, can I put it like that?
15 million unique people watching live over the internet.
A $25 million tournament.
FaZe Clan, they were taking on an investment loan right around $30 million.
I think in some sense, it's become like incredibly more professionalized. These are like real entities with infrastructure, operations, strategy. It's attempting to become like, big entertainment business.
This could be David Beckham signing one of the biggest esports contracts.
I'm Shaquille O'Neal, part owner of NRG.
Drake is now invested. This is a wild time.
During the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns, esports began to take off in the West. Traditional sports were stalled, and esports had a perfect opportunity, as the industry already had the infrastructure to function entirely digitally.
It's the beginning of something that we thought was going to be probably so big and that everything would stabilize, the salaries would go back down. What I didn't think was that everybody would pull out.
On Monday this week, Riot Games announced an 11% cut to its workforce in layoffs which have affected its departments across the board.
CLG employees were informed earlier today that all staff members will be let go.
The revenue growth did not reach the levels that was forecast. So now player compensation's going down, brand deals are coming back to reality in terms of the size, even content creator salaries with orgs are probably down 80 to 90%.
It's almost impossible right now to think about esports as a profitable vertical. The revenues are, I would say, pretty difficult, especially post-pandemic.
The effect that this collapse had on the industry as a whole was catastrophic, but it was women and gender-expansive teams that were affected the most.
I think at the moment, without investment from leagues, orgs, sponsors, there is no women's scene.
Without big investor support, these contracts were now a fraction of the size they used to be, and certainly not enough money for these players to make a career out of, which leaves players and orgs with some incredibly difficult decisions to make.
Because doing it full-time means you can't really go to school during the day, or you can't have like a traditional job. So you either need to make a full-time living out of it with a minimum wage salary at least, or quit.
Although I have like passion and like I do enjoy esports, yeah, I guess like I would feel like I'm doing myself an injustice if I stopped my education to re-pursue like a full-time career.
So what's next for you? What do you plan?
I'm going back to school, so it's going to be a lot of hours, going to be taking up a time.
There has been a lot of moments where, hey, what we're doing is not working anymore. And then you see people turn, you see people leave, you see new people come, you see new things come out, communities get stronger, what really people care about stay. And there's a reason why there's people like me who have been there through it all, the really passionate people who don't want to let the space die and we just want to adapt, we just want to continue, find new ways to make a difference. And it's really important that those people don't give up in times like these.
Even with a loss of many investors in the scene, FlyQuest is trying to do their part to keep women's esports alive with their RED program.
The RED program is a division at FlyQuest which allows women to compete professionally in gaming. They have all the same support as our other divisions, coach,
have good comms,
social media.
This is how you win a 2v4.
Managing, travel support, gear, photo shoots, video production, like name it. For us, it's just part of being a FlyQuest member and a Red player.
Being a part of FlyQuest RED, it feels like I have a environment where I can just purely focus on thriving as a player. My whole lifestyle right now just revolves around playing games, and I can just purely focus on that. Being in FlyQuest RED doesn't just limit me to being on a female team. I've been told like many times before, if there is an opportunity where I can make the jump to mixed, RED is very happy to do that.
These incubators, whether it's Impact GC or the RED program, they're not just meant to create the best and next generation of women competitors. There's something more that people sometimes forget, but it's so easy to remember when I compare it to, for example, collegiate sports. Most of the people that go through NCAA programs, for example, in the US, they do it for, yes, the hope that maybe they'll be a professional player, but it's mainly also because of the experience, because of what they're learning, because of their belonging of a community. And that's something that is intangible and that feels lost when we talk about gender and diversity in gaming, because we're just thinking about it's not creating enough tier 1 pros and it's not making us money. Well, if that was the case, then there would be no esports at all.
That's why long-term tournaments like ESL Impact are so important to the women's esports scene. These tournaments and teams offer an opportunity not only for individual players to improve, but to raise the standard level of play for everyone.
Impact announced that they were shutting down the program and that this current season, season 8, was going to be the last one.